What's up, everybody? Christian James here. I'm back with my UFC 293 results, and I told you so. Last night, Sean did exactly to Izzy what Sean had to do to win that fight. I said in my preview video that Sean had to make it dirty, that Sean had to get it in on Izzy, that Sean had to fight him in a phone booth, or as Josh Thompson says, in a phone book, and he fought him in a phone book. That's exactly how you have to stop a master kickboxer, right? I imagine Izzy didn't think Sean was going to be that fundamentally sound, especially after the Alex Pereira fight where he got sniped because, as he said, he was nervous. Beat this guy, you get Izzy. Well, I guess when he had Izzy, he wasn't nervous about fighting Izzy no more. But it was 1-1-2, 1-2, 1-2-1, 1-2. That was the entire fight with Sean. Sean was perfect. At the end of that first round, when he dropped Izzy and Izzy scrambled back to his feet and had the intelligence to turn his head away from the cage, it almost turned into Pereira 4.0, 5.0, whatever, how many times lost him. When he was up against the cage again, you can almost see like, uh-oh, he's going to put his head down, he's going to get clipped. Izzy turned his back to Sean, kind of covered up, you know, gave the thumbs up to Mark Goddard. They let it go. And look, Sean's the world champion. Congratulations to Sean. Nobody thought he could win. Nobody thought he could win, except for like 10 of us in the whole world, Sean included. Congratulations, Sean. Hell of a fight. 4-1 over one of the most dominant champs in UFC history. Doesn't matter what division, what era. Now, I hear Izzy's entitled to an automatic rematch. I don't agree with that. If you lost your belt, won your belt, lost your belt, then I understand everything happened before the first time you lost your belt, which has no validity in this fight. Excuse me. You should have to have one fight to get it back. Fight Dricus du Plessis, and then the winner Paulo Acosta versus Khamzat. I know it's Khamzat's second fight, I think, over at 185. Since being in the UFC, but I could be wrong, he doesn't fight often enough. Then they could have a chance at Sean Strickland, because Paulo never fought him, right? And Paulo needs his rematch from the line. And Khamzat, well, people like Khamzat, and it could just be, you know, a fast track limiter to anybody else who's been fast tracked. We're going to move on from that fight. Congratulations, Sean Strickland. You did what the world did not think you could do. All right. Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. That was a much larger man who was much more fundamentally sound, hitting a smaller man who's still a large man who's not as fundamentally sound at will, at distance. Tai couldn't get in. Tai seemed also a little gun shy. His last fight, he got knocked out by Sergey Pavlovich. And viciously. He seemed a little gun shy going in there. He couldn't get to Volkov the way he wanted to. He would go in, almost put his head down, parade forward, but not go all the way forward. He would get essentially countered on the way in or out, and that was it. But he hit Volkov with a lot of leg kicks in the beginning. It didn't seem to bother Volkov at all. He said something about it in his post-fight presser, but I don't know what he says because he's, you know, he speaks English with the world's thickest accent. Russian accent, but Volkov did exactly what he had to do. Kept him on the outside for the most part. He didn't engage in firefights. He didn't engage in, you know, too much nonsense. Picked him apart, dropped him, subbed him. But now that Volkov is up to, you know, almost maximum weight for UFC heavyweight at 6'7", he's really filling out this ring. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what I was about to say there. There's not a whole lot else to say on that fight. Congratulations, Volkov. Way to keep Tai at bay. Way to keep Tai away from you. All right. And we're here. We got Manel Kape versus Felipe Dos Santos. This was fight of the night. Man, this dude who came out of nowhere, who's supposed to be in the contender series 2 weeks ago. But I know Manel Kape, whatever, won that fight. I don't really care for the guy. But he won the fight, but not by much. But never mind, let's pause on that fight. Everything that Kape hit him with had no effect on Dos Santos at all. Are those significant strikes? Because you're hitting them and they're not registering. I know his head's turning, but that's just how things work. If things hit your face at a hard enough speed, your head's going to turn. But if it turns right back, is it actually affecting you? Significant strikes have to be defined. And I know they're somewhat defined, but a significant strike is a strike that does damage, is a strike that changes a fight, is a strike that changes the position of the fight. None of that happened. How are they significant if you're not hurting him? Judges gave it 3-1 to Kape. Honestly, though, Dos Santos showed he's ready for the UFC. He's definitely ready for a top 10 guy, at least top 15. And he did this on 2 weeks' notice. Kape, whatever, bro. you ain't ready to go up. Kai Kara France would have picked you apart. You had that much trouble with a guy from the Contender Series, and you got mad at Kai Kara France because he got a concussion. I think you wanted to jump up to third or fourth, wherever he's ranked. So from 10th to 4th is a hell of a jump, right? And you're in title shot contention. Granted, Pantoja's the champion. He already lost to Pantoja. Yeah, he did okay in round 2 and 3, but at the end of the day, it's not how you did in the round, it's how you did in the fight. In the fight, he lost. But nonetheless, fight of the night, it was a hell of a fight to watch. I don't think Cap won 3-0. But hey, I don't even think he won the fight. But again, I'm not a judge, so let's go. Justin Tafa versus Austin Lane. Well, Austin Lane, similar to Volkov's size, now is experienced, overextended on every punch. Right? If you're here and you're throwing a punch, don't lunge in to hit the person. Go with your feet, move your body, but they keep their body where it is and throw their hands for it, and essentially out of position, you get hit and you get dropped. That's exactly what everybody thought it would be. It was a banger fight, right? The larger man doesn't understand how to keep distance and use his range yet. Well, the smaller man here understood, I have to get in, I have to hit you, and I have to finish this quick. And he did. Good job, Justin Tafa. Now, sorry, as far as Tai Tuivasa goes, that's 3 in a row. I don't know what's happening next in his career, but now you're going to be ranked 7th or 8th, and Volkov's going to be ranked 6th. Man, I know it's all about heavyweights, but at what point, after 3 losses in a row, do they have to start looking at you for being cut? And again, I know there's not a lot of heavyweights, and I don't want to see Ty get cut, but come on, that's 3 in a row. You got to get this together, Ty, because you somehow fought your way into the top 5. Now you went to the between 5 and 10, and you're in the danger of being cut, losing 3 in a row. I don't want to see him cut. He's entertaining as hell. He probably won't get cut, but come on, bro. Can't be losing 3 in a row, especially how you lost the last one. All right, last fight on the main card. Tyson Pedro versus that weird, creepy dude from Sweden, the Pleasure Man. Well, the Pleasure Man got pleasure to put to sleep in the middle of the cage. Tyson Pedro hit him with force. He hit him with power. That was the number one thing I noticed in that fight. When he hit him, it registered. When the weird dude hit him, it didn't really register. Happy the weird dude lost. Glad that Tyson Pedro won. That was a real cool, I don't know, anime or whatever thing he did at the end. Like, alright, right? That was cool. Alright, and then let's go to the prelims. There was a fight on here, actually. Jamie Mullarkey versus John Makdessi. Jamie's face was cut. I don't know how you win a fight when your entire face is bleeding. If it's based on damage and you look like you've been assaulted, you lost the fight. I don't know how Jamie Mullarkey won the fight. I don't know if he won because he was at home or because when he did things, or closer to home, when he did things, people cheered. I don't really get it. But I don't think he won the fight. Okay, we got Nosferat, Hakparat. I'm not really good at that name. Landon Quinosis, whatever. Hasparat was getting picked apart by leg kicks early on. Just kept going forward. On behalf of the people of Morocco, I imagine he was fighting for a lot more than himself. By the way, to everybody in Morocco, I hope everybody turns out okay. I hope your friends and family are okay. But man, that guy was fighting with that country on his back. He carried that weight with him through the whole fight. The only thing I didn't like that Hasparat did is he would finally get in on range. He would throw 2, 3, 4-piece combo and then back out. And then have trouble coming back in again, let the combo, get leg kicked, get back out. If you're having trouble getting in, stay in, firefight, and don't always retreat. There was no way to reason for him to retreat. He would be winning the exchange, probably the only person actually participating in the exchange in the fight, and then he would just exit and come back. That just seems to be either something he's been overtrained to do, or he was worried about being clipped for punches that weren't coming. But that's it. That's my recap of it. Honest to God, it was a great card. The Sean Strickland fight really made it what it was. Congratulations, Sean. The world never thought you could do it. But that's it for my 293 recap, and I told you so's. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you won. Tell me if you lost. Tell me if you agree with any of my picks. Just tell me something. I'm out.